Part 2. My husband secretly spent our $50,000 house down payment on crypto and NFTs while I was taking care of my dying mother. Now he claims it was for our future, so I divorced him. Apparently he'd been getting deep into crypto Reddit and Discord communities while I was away. They convinced him that anyone not going all in on crypto would regret it forever. When I demanded he sell everything and put the money back in our savings, his excited demeanor finally cracked. He slumped in his chair, running his hands through his hair, a nervous habit I used to find endearing. "It's not that simple," he mumbled, refusing to meet my eyes. "The market's just in a temporary downturn." As he pulled up his trading accounts, my knees nearly buckled. Most of his investments were now worth less than half what he paid. The ApeCoin had crashed 70%, and the NFTs he'd bought for thousands each had zero bids. The colorful ape cartoons he'd spent our future on just sat there, worthless. "But look at the historical charts," he insisted, his voice taking on a desperate edge. "This happens all the time in crypto. We just need to hold and wait for the next bull run. Diamond hands, baby." He tried to high-five me, like this was some kind of joke. That's when it hit me, he actually believed this nonsense. The rational, logical man I married had been replaced by someone who thought cartoon apes and magic internet money were a solid investment strategy. I couldn't even look at him. Packed a bag and went to stay with my best friend Sarah. Jake has been blowing up my phone with links to crypto articles and screenshots of random coins pumping, like that somehow proves he made the right choice. His latest message says I'm abandoning our marriage over a temporary dip and I need to zoom out and see the big picture. The thing is, it's not even about the money anymore. I mean, losing our house down payment hurts like hell, but I could maybe forgive that if it was just a dumb mistake. What I can't get past is the complete breach of trust. He waited until I was at my most vulnerable, dealing with my mom's death, to secretly gamble away our savings on digital Beanie Babies. Not only that, but he still refuses to admit he did anything wrong. Sarah thinks I should divorce him before he loses what little we have left on the next crypto scheme. My other friends say I'm overreacting, that lots of people got caught up in the crypto hype and I should give him another chance. I honestly don't know what to do. The man I married was thoughtful and responsible. This reckless gambler who thinks he knows better than everyone else is like a stranger to me. Update 1. It's been about a week since my last post and things have only gotten worse. After staying with Sarah for a few days, I decided to give Jake one last chance to explain himself. Maybe time apart had given him perspective. Maybe he'd realized what he'd done to us. Sarah thought I was being too forgiving, but I felt I owed it to our 7 years together to at least try. I chose a Tuesday morning, thinking he'd be working and calmer. When I opened our apartment door, the first thing that hit me was the heat. It felt like a sauna. Then I heard the whirring. Following the noise to our home office, which used to be our future nursery, we'd even painted it a soft yellow, I walked into what looked like a day trader's war room crossed with a computer server farm. Jake had completely transformed the space. 3 massive monitors dominated the desk, all displaying various crypto charts and Discord channels. The corners were stuffed with huge black boxes, the mining rigs he'd mentioned, fans spinning at full blast. Cables snaked everywhere. Empty energy drink cans and takeout containers littered every surface. The room reeked of stale coffee and desperation. But what really scared me was Jake himself. He hadn't shaved in days, had dark circles under his eyes, and was wearing the same clothes I'd last seen him in. He barely looked up when I walked in, totally absorbed in his screens. Turns out he's been day trading crypto while working from home, trying to make back our losses. He proudly showed me how he turned $2,000 into $3,500 in just 2 days. When I asked where he got the $2,000, he admitted to taking out a personal loan. I nearly fainted. He's going into debt to gamble more. The final straw was finding out he'd invested in something called a crypto mining rig, basically a bunch of expensive computer parts that run 24/7 trying to generate Bitcoin. Our electric bill last month was over $600. He'd actually set up 4 of these rigs, maxing out our apartment's electrical capacity. The building manager had already warned us twice about the power consumption and noise complaints from neighbors. When I pointed out the astronomical electric bill, Jake launched into a convoluted explanation about mining efficiency and hash rates, pulling up more charts and graphs. According to his calculations, we'd break even in just 14 months, assuming Bitcoin stayed above $30,000. He'd even created a PowerPoint presentation titled Our Mining Journey to Financial Freedom, complete with rocket emojis and badly photoshopped images of us on a yacht. "Look," he said, pointing excitedly at one of his screens, "this mining pool just found a block. We made $7 in the last hour." He seemed completely oblivious to the fact that the rigs had cost thousands to build and were costing hundreds in electricity each month. When I tried to explain basic math to him, he just shook his head and muttered something about me not understanding the technology. When I pointed out that he was spending more on electricity than he was making in crypto, he launched into this insane rant about how institutional adoption and corporate balance sheets would soon send Bitcoin to $1 million per coin. I told him he needed professional help for gambling addiction. He exploded, saying I was financially illiterate and would regret not trusting his vision, said he was trying to secure our future while I was stuck in fiat mindset. I don't even know what that means, but the way he was talking reminded me of cult members I've seen in documentaries. I've spoken to a divorce lawyer. She advised me to screenshots everything, all the transfers, his trading accounts, our conversations. She's concerned he may have other hidden accounts or debts I don't know about yet. I feel sick thinking about it, but I have to protect myself. Update 2, well, it's officially over. 3 days after my last post, I discovered something that shattered any lingering hopes of reconciliation. I'd gone to get an oil change for our car, a 2019 Honda Civic we bought together, all paid off last year. The mechanic asked me about the new loan on the vehicle. My blank stare must have told him something was wrong. Turns out Jake had remortgaged our car without telling me. Even though both our names were on the title, he'd somehow managed to take out a $15,000 loan against it. When I pulled up the paperwork later, I discovered he'd forged my signature. The loan had been taken out just 2 weeks ago. I sat in the mechanic's parking lot for an hour, hands shaking as I pieced together what happened.